Have you ever felt totally powerless against some huge company or a government agency? You know that feeling, right? Like you're just one person going up against a system that has endless resources. Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into how that entire power dynamic is fundamentally shifting. There's a new kind of personal technology coming, and it's arming the average citizen in a way we've honestly never seen before.
All right, so let's just lay it all out. On one side, you've got the institution. It has literally all the time in the world, more money than you can imagine, and it uses complexity and bureaucracy as a weapon against you. And on the other side, well, that's the citizen. You've got a limited amount of energy, not a lot of money, and you are just drowning in paperwork and procedure. It's the classic unfair fight, right? It's been this way forever. But the rules of that fight, they are about to get completely flipped on their head.
So how have these big institutions always won this lopsided battle? Well, it really comes down to one core strategy: pure, relentless exhaustion.
It's called the attrition strategy. And the idea behind it is incredibly simple. Just drag things out. Make the process so long, so complicated, so expensive, and so emotionally draining that the individual just gives up. See, a person gets tired. A person runs out of money. A person loses hope. A bureaucracy, it never does. It's a brutal, but let's be honest, a brutally effective tactic.
But here we are. This is where everything, and I mean everything, changes. That ancient strategy of just waiting people out, it's not just ineffective anymore. When you try to use it against a citizen who's armed with modern AI tools, it actually becomes self-destructive. It's a strategic blunder of, well, catastrophic proportions.
So what is this new weapon that's completely rewriting the rulebook? Well, it's not just one single thing. You should think of it more like an entire AI-powered arsenal.
And each one of these tools is a direct counter to an old advantage. First, you've got perfect recall. The AI never ever forgets a single detail, even if it's buried in page 3000 of some obscure report. Then there's tireless analysis. It can scan communications 24/7, finding patterns, finding contradictions that no human would ever spot. It can even automate the creation of technically precise, legally sound documents. And maybe the most important tool of all, it acts as an emotional shield, filtering out all that triggering bureaucratic language so you, the user, can focus on the facts without getting emotionally worn down.
And that leads us to this really key concept, the digital wheelchair. You see, this isn't just about fighting back. It's about basic accessibility. If you're someone with a condition like PTSD, where that formal, cold language can be incredibly triggering, an AI that neutralizes it isn't just a weapon, it's an essential tool. It's what allows you to engage with your own case and exercise your basic rights without suffering more harm. And this is where things get really wild. We have to talk about how the institution's favorite tactic, delay, 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 now backfires in the most spectacular way. Suddenly, time is no longer on their side. Just look at how this timeline completely inverts the old logic. So, month 1, the institution stalls thinking, yeah, we're just wearing them down. But fast forward to month 6, the citizen's AI has now swallowed hundreds of new documents and emails that were only created because of that delay. It's finding brand new patterns of neglect, of incompetence, and by the time you hit a year, the citizen's case isn't weaker, it's exponentially stronger, all backed by this perfect cross-referenced archive of evidence.
So just stop and think about what that really means. The institution, by using its old, dusty playbook, is now actively feeding the very weapon being used against it. Every single document they send, every delay they cause, it just adds more data, more fuel to the citizen's AI, making the case against them stronger and harder to deny.
And here's what that powerful AI analysis often starts to uncover. It's not just that the system is fighting the citizen. It turns out the system is already at war with itself. It's just riddled with contradictions and incompetence and alleged abuses that can now be systematically exposed.
Okay, case in point, from the source material. An institution is told repeatedly that a citizen can't use the official digital mail system because of a documented PTSD diagnosis. You know, that digital wheelchair scenario we just talked about. So what does the institution do? It keeps using that exact system, pretty much locking the citizen out of participating in their own case.
Then you get claims of these really severe breaches of trust and the law, like an employee allegedly getting unauthorized access to a minor's very sensitive private health data. And we're talking about things like STDs, all under the excuse of providing help with a bus pass.
And this next one, well, it's just jaw-dropping. Allegations of outright falsified records.
Cases where citizens have audio recordings of meetings that directly contradict the official written summary that the institution provides later, revealing a completely manipulated version of what actually happened.
So why? Why on earth would they keep doing these things? This quote from the source material just paints the perfect picture. It's institutional inertia. They just keep marching forward with these totally obsolete strategies because, well, that's how we've always done it. They're like lemmings, just following each other right off a cliff, completely blind to the fact the entire landscape has changed.
So this all leads us to the biggest, most mind-bending implication of all. What happens to a system that is always relied on the fact that human memory is flawed, that files get lost, and that people just get tired and give up? What happens when forgetting is no longer an option?
Well, it's been given a name, the White Archive, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's the perfect, incorruptible, digital catalog of evidence that the AI creates, a complete and frankly weaponized institutional memory, where every single action, every email, every broken promise can be pulled up instantly with perfect precision. It is the ultimate tool for accountability.
And that really is the final provocative question we're left with. This technology doesn't just level the playing field, it threatens to turn the whole thing completely upside down. So, when institutions that were built on centuries of having all the power and all the information can no longer hide, can no longer win by delay, and can no longer rely on us forgetting, what happens next?